Welcome to Simple Software Tutorials. In this video, we're going to take a look at conditional formatting in Microsoft Excel. So what I have here is just a bunch of random numbers. Now, there's a lot I can do with this, but there's a lot I could do more easily and more intelligently. So for example, if I wanted to see what the top 10% of numbers are on here, that's a little difficult, especially having data in multiple columns and multiple rows. But with conditional formatting, that makes it really easy. Now, if I had dates in here, I could also see what's happened in the last 7 days, last day, what's going to happen tomorrow. So there's tons of options. So the first thing I want to do is select the area that I want to work with. So if I'm not planning on adding any data to this, what I can do is just select this square here. Now, if I am going to be adding more data below or next to it, what I might want to do instead is highlight these columns. But the important thing to remember is that we need to highlight the section that we want to work in order to get this to work. So on the Home tab, you'll have a section here called Conditional Formatting. So what you can do with this is just click on this drop down and you'll see a bunch of different options here. So just taking a look at this first option, Highlight Cells Rules, what we can see here is that we can highlight cells that are greater than the number, less than, between, equal to. We can pinpoint cells that have text that contains specific information. We can target specific dates, and we can also look at duplicate values. So if I wanted a bunch of just generic numbers in here and I didn't want any duplicates, yeah, it's going to be kind of hard for me just to look at it and say, okay, do we have this number elsewhere on this list? Okay, maybe we do, maybe we don't, but I don't necessarily trust my eyes to do something that a computer can do. So let's just start with duplicate values. So if I click on this, what you'll see is that the cells automatically highlight. Now there's a lot of duplicates in here, so if I want to, I can switch that over to unique. So that way I can focus on the numbers who aren't duplicates. Whatever I want to do with that, I can. Now something else you can do is maybe if I want to change the color, I can do so here. So clicking on here, I can choose some of these presets, or I can choose my custom format. So I can have it be a specific font, I can add a border, and I can fill it. So that's some cool stuff that we can do on here. Something else we can do is looking at top and bottom rules. So if we want to look at the top 10 items, so what are the top 10 numbers in this range? I can do that right here. That's going to show the top 10 data points here. And what I can do again is I can customize that. Maybe that's green. Okay. So now if I want to target the top 10 bottom, I can do that here. And keep in mind there's also top 10%. So if you want to focus on just 10% or actual just 10 items, you can do that. So if I want to get the bottom 10 items in red, I can do so with bottom 10 items. So those I will do with red. And then you can also adjust that amount. So if you want to do 15, you can do so. So some other items you can do is you can see what's above average and what's below average. So this might be helpful in determining something like grades. So what's the average and what's above, what's below. So lots of cool things here, and then you can actually add more rules if you want to get into that as well. Just go through, follow what it says here. Now I want to show you one more thing before I wrap this up. But the nice thing about having these cells formatted like this versus just manually coloring them in yourself is you can actually sort by the colors. So say I want to sort this column and I want the highest up here and lowest down there. So what I can do is I can go over to my data tab here and then click on sort. So I don't want to expand the section, I just want to continue with the current selection. So I'm going to click on sort. And now this is going to let me choose how I want to do this. Now by default we do it on cell values, but what we can do with conditional formatting is we can actually sort by cell color. So what we can do is we can decide, which cells do we want on top? Do we want them with none or with green or red? So I want the green ones on top. Now if I want the red ones on bottom, I'm going to add a level. Same thing. Now I want to set this to cell color. But now I want the red, and then I want that on the bottom. So I'm going to click OK. and you'll see here that in this column there was only 2 of each, but now they are sorted on top and bottom, and I don't know why that one ended up down there. But you can see that you can easily sort by cell color using conditional formatting. So I hope this tutorial was helpful for you. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more helpful tutorials. Check out my website at simplesoftwaretutorials.com and have a great day. Thanks so much for tuning in.